So lately I've been thinking about happiness, and I'm very, very, very happy. And there are a lot of reasons why I'm happy. But there have been times in my life where I have not been happy. I have not felt uh, this happiness. And so I know some people that I care about very much, and I want them to be happy. And I wanted to think of something that I could do that might be able to help them to be happy. And this video doesn't account for everything. I mean, there are a lot of things that obviously that can affect happiness, and some of them may be out of my control. But here's some things that I've noticed that have made a difference for me between the times when I'm happy and when I'm not happy. And I've kind of broken this down into three basic components to happiness. One is physiology, the second is perspective, and the third is focus. And I want to break each one of these down and talk about them. First of all, let's talk about physiology. So it turns out you can actually manipulate or trick your brain into feeling good or feeling bad. You can slump your shoulders down and frown and sit by yourself in a kind of a dimly lit room and just act very, very, very unhappy. And actually, if you frown long enough and you slouch long enough, you can actually, your brain will start to wonder, wait, I'm slouching and I'm frowning, I must be unhappy. And then it'll start thinking of reasons. Why am I unhappy? Well, maybe I'm unhappy because something in my life is wrong. What's wrong in my life? Oh, well, let's see here. Oh, I've got things to stress about. Somebody may not like me, or maybe something's wrong, or and you start thinking about your problems. You can trick your brain through physiology into being sad. And similarly, you can trick your brain and your body into feeling happy. And this is really silly, actually, but it works. If you smile, now try this as I'm saying this. If you smile really, really, and look, I spelled the second really there wrong, really, really, really big, just like insane acting, pretending smile, you're showing all your teeth, your face, your eyes are smiling, your eyebrows are smiling, your cheeks, every part of your face is smiling, super big. Now you throw your head back and you throw your shoulders back, and you stand up really tall, and then you throw one of your fists in the air like you're just about to conquer the world, or you just did conquer the world, and you just, maybe say something like, yeah, or I don't know, something like that, and just pretend like you were insanely happy. Your brain will get tricked. It'll think, wait, my body's acting like I'm super happy. I must be super happy. There must be some reason why I'm acting super happy. And it'll start to think about things like, well, maybe I'm really happy because I'm healthy, or maybe because people like me, or maybe because, and it'll start thinking of all these reasons why you might be happy. And you can trick your brain into being happy. So be aware of that. You can start with happiness by acting happy and tricking your brain into it. So try it. Throw your shoulders back, put a big smile on your face, fake it. But don't look like you're faking it. Be a good actor. I mean, really do it in a way that you can persuade yourself. You're trying to trick your own brain here. So really, really do it overboard. That's the first stage. Try that. It's easy. I put it first because it's something simple you can do that can actually make a huge difference. Try this the first thing in the morning when you get out of bed. Stand up, throw your shoulders back, put a giant smile on your face, throw one fist in the air, and just tell yourself that you're happy and think of something positive about your life. And that goes into the second thing here, which is perspective. So perspective, I'm putting this second also because it's short and it's easy. Perspective is the way in which you look at your life. So this can go into a lot of things. This can go into your belief system, and really you can go pretty in depth with this one. But really simply, something that you can do is to just make a list of everything that you're thankful for. Think about all the things in your life that are going good, that are good about your life. Positive things. Think about those things. Get on that side of the perspective. Sometimes perspective, we don't realize how much we have until we lose things. And that is a hard thing. Um, people don't realize how much food they had until they're starving, or how much sleep they used to get until they have a kid. Those kinds of things. But thinking on the positive sides, getting on the perspective, can really make a big difference. So just starting on this one, make a list of all the things that you're thankful for. That'll help you get kind of a perspective. And this last one really overlaps with the other two, but this is the one that I really want to be the takeaway message here, because this is really what determines your happiness from each passing moment. I'm going to get into a little bit more here for a second, but in the beginning, I just want to say, determine your focus. What are you focused on? Make some really small, attainable goals for that day. It might be something like, I'd like to take a walk today. Write it down. That's my goal. Today, my goal is to take a walk. Or maybe it's something like, I'd like to try to run a mile today. Or today, I want to write one page on the book that I'm working on. That's just one page. Or I want to write in my journal, or I want to talk to somebody, or something. Make a couple goals that are small, very attainable, write them down, and when you complete them, check them off. The thing about this is that then your brain is getting engaged in something, because the unfocused brain, the brain that is not engaged, the disengaged brain, is a playground for sadness and despair and depression. If you get your brain engaged on some task, something, it will be busy, it'll be tied up in that task, and it won't even have time to think about the depressing things or the sad things or the discouraging things that are all around us all the time. I like to make the analogy of a house. Right now I'm sitting in a house, and right now underneath my refrigerator there looks like a nasty old package of ramen noodles. I can see it from here. And I can see on my refrigerator too, there's a bunch of marks from kids, and my window over there has stickers on it that the kids have halfway scraped off. And there's just a lot of things like that all over the place and there's a fly. And I think one of the kids went to the bathroom upstairs and didn't flush the toilet. So there's actually probably some poop in the toilet upstairs. And I could sit here on the couch and I could think about that poop and how gross it is and how yucky the fly is that's flying around. Look at that banana. I see a banana on the counter and half of it's black. I could sit here and think about that disgusting banana and the poop in the toilet upstairs and that gross fly and just focus on it and really just feel yucky about my house. I could do that all day if I wanted to, and I'd probably just feel horrible about this house. Or, you know what? You know what else is in this house? Upstairs, there is a picture of my wife and I when we are getting married. And it is a beautiful picture, and it's a wonderful time, and it represents something wonderful. And also, on the ceiling over there hanging down is a chandelier that my dad helped me install. And we had a good time putting that up, and it looks nice. And there's a nice picture of my kids that's really beautiful. And there's another picture of my kids that looks beautiful. And we have carpet on the floor, and that's nice. It's much better than dirt. And man, my goodness, there's all these lights everywhere. There's all these positive things that I can think about in my house. There's a microwave over there. That makes things nice. And a refrigerator that works, and an oven that works, and a dishwasher that works. And there's that thing over there I made for the table. There is just so many positive things in this house that I can think about. And I could think about those things all day, and I could feel fantastic about my house. It's all about what we focus on. If we focus on yucky things, we're going to most likely feel yucky. And if we focus on great things, we're most likely going to feel great. So be careful of what you focus on. Be conscious about it. Again, if you just don't be proactive and conscious and deliberate about your thoughts, that is going to be the playground for despair and depression and sadness and concern and worry and all kinds of feelings you probably don't want to feel. So be conscious about your activities, your goals, your thoughts, what you focus on. And anytime your mind starts to wander towards something that's negative, push out the negative thought by replacing it with a happy thought. Think about something happy. Now, here's the thing about our brain. Our brain has a high level of plasticity, which means it's malleable, it changes, it moves, it adapts, it prunes, it grows. It's always creating connections between things. And the more that we entertain those connections, the more those connections are formed. The strength of it is formed, and they also make connections to other things. And so if there's something in our life that is sad or unfortunate, or somewhere someone at school doesn't like us, or I don't know, something, whatever it may be, the more we think about that, the more connections are going to be made to that, which means we may be thinking about cheese. And then all of a sudden, if we think about that depressing thought, it could connect cheese to the depressing thought. And then if we think about tables, it might do the same thing, or the wall, and the more we entertain those negative thoughts, the more they're going to get all tied up and wrapped up and connected to everything else in our life, and they kind of taint it, and it makes it easier to fall back on that path, almost like if I were to walk in the mud, eventually, it would really dig a big trench, and it would be hard not to fall in this trench. It's almost like a habit that your brain can get into to think negative thoughts. So be very, very proactive to push out negative thoughts and think about happy thoughts. And if you will do those three things, if you will try very hard to control your physiology, to smile, to be conscious about smiling, choosing to smile, even if you don't feel like it at first, throw your shoulders back, make a habit of smiling. You'll be amazed what a difference it'll make in your life. You'll actually start to feel, your brain will start to be convinced that you are happy just from smiling. And then work on that perspective. Work on, thinking about all the things that you're thankful for, that positive list. And then actively work on focusing your mind on those things that make you happy. Make those goals. Get engaged in activities. And if you'll do those three things, I believe that you will have increased happiness. And be careful, be conscious not to allow your mind to go to those sad things. I want to share a quick personal experience here at the end. So my wife is very beautiful. And so, naturally, lots of people, wanted to date her. And so she dated a lot of boys before she dated me. And when I first started dating my wife, and we fell in love. I fell so in love with her. And I started to feel really jealous. I would start thinking about, she liked this other boy, and I just would think about it, and it would make me feel real jealous. I was just silly of me, but I just focused on that a lot. And I would think about it and think about it and think about it. And I started to feel horrible. I mean, really, really, really horrible. I felt so jealous so often, and I didn't want to tell her about it because it was embarrassing, but I felt so jealous so often that I remember feeling like I wanted to die, to stop feeling this way. I just wanted that terrible feeling of awful, overwhelming jealousy to go away so much that I just wanted to die. And that is really, really silly. Silly for so many reasons. It was almost like me sitting in this house thinking about the rotten banana on the counter, or the yucky fly buzzing around my kitchen, or the poop upstairs in the toilet when the kid didn't flush it, and just sitting there thinking about something that makes me feel yucky, and just thinking about it and thinking about staring at the poop in the toilet for hours. I mean, how silly is that? We have a wonderful, relatively short lifespan. And it is much like a beautiful rose that blossoms and is wonderful. And we need to just enjoy every moment of it. And we don't have time in our lives to waste thinking about the yucky fly or the rotten banana or the poop up in the toilet. Well, let's just think about the positive things in life. And if we'll do that, if we'll push out those negative things and focus on those positive things, we can be happy. And these are some things that I do to help me to feel happy. And I hope that whoever watches this will try this, and I hope that it will help them. And I really hope that everyone can experience and feel more happiness in their lives. Best of luck to you.